Okay, how's it going, everyone? Today, I actually want to run through some trades I actually want to be taken during this week. I was actually supposed to post this on Sunday, but I haven't had access to my laptop. Okay, so I know it's Tuesday now, it is kind of late, but not much has happened in the market anyway. Okay, so I'm going to start here with the DXY because this actually has a big bearing on anything that's going to happen this week. Okay, so you can see we've got some trend here. Okay, touch one, two, three times. Okay, we can see we had this key level of support slash resistance. When it actually broke above, I thought it was going to kind of touch it, respect it, and go up, but it didn't. It broke straight past through. So now I expect it to go up into here, into resistance and fall down. Okay, and as you guys know how I always find my support and resistance is literally going on a line chart. So you can see here we have some nice resistance over here, a little bit of support over there, just coming across, there's some support over there. So you can see why now this area is key for the DXY dropping in my eyes. Okay, so marked out the area and then expected to drop. And again, using a fib, top to the bottom, you can see why the 61.8 is where I expected to drop to, but I won't be surprised if this drops further into this support level here, just right there. Okay, so we could even mark out that area just right there. So I won't be surprised if that just kind of drops into that area and then bounces back up. Or in a bigger time frame, in the 1 day, you can see we've got this nice trend over here. I believe actually it's actually on a weekly. Okay, so on a weekly, you can see we've kind of formed a flag. Okay, so on a weekly, you can see that. So that's why I'm expecting this to be met. And as you can see, I've kind of drawn those lines of support slash resistance for it to be met. Okay, so on a weekly, I expect it to come all the way down to here at some point and then bounce all the way back up. Or we could just see it break through. It could just come down and break through, retest. Let me do this for the ABC actually. Okay, wrong place. Okay, so we can see this happen, breakthrough, retest off the back side of that, and then down. Okay, so we could see either that happening, but for the short term, I see the DXY drop into at least this level here or this trend line. So you know what that means. All pairs ending with USD. So let's say XAU, USD, gold, which is one of my favorite pairs to trade. We see that going up. Okay, so now that we actually know that you know if the DXY is dropping, then all pairs ending USD should be rising. Now we can start having a trading plan and looking about actually buying some pairs that's actually ended in USD. So let's start off with gold, as you can see is right there, one of my favorite pairs. And this is what I'm looking at for it. Okay, so you can see this area here has been broken. And now I expect a retest of it and right up to the next level where I see key resistance. Okay, so again, I always trade in the bigger time frames because you can see more. So if I'm just looking across this level, let's find it. Okay, so here you can see here we have support, some resistance, very nice area. Okay, support over there as well, support over there. Okay, we could keep looking, some nice support over there, some resistance over there. Very nice level to trade up to. So if I go on a line chart, you can see this very cleanly. This is why I look at the line chart because it just clears everything up. It clears up all the noise. Okay, so you can see why the area is very key now. Very nice support there. Okay, so now if we're going back to the current chart, okay, we're going back to the current chart, you can see why I want to trade into this level right here. Okay, so it's had very nice price action before. Okay, so this level right here is key. As you can see, we had some resistance drops, came back into this level, dropped a little bit, broke past, and now we expect it to be retested to go up. Okay, so now it's just a patience game. Okay, so this is on a daily chart. As you can see, it's kind of the lower time frames we go on is going to be consolidating as it is right here. So I expect this level to be met again before we go up. It could potentially go up at any moment, but this is what I'm looking for to actually buy again. Okay, so far we've caught from this nice trade over here. We've caught. I came at around this area. Okay, so about 490 pips. As you can see, it went all the way up to the top, so nearly 700 pips, which it's a nice move. So now I'm waiting for some kind of retest. So if we just use fib clusters, so from the top, right from the bottom to the top there, you know this 38% level is met. And if we do it from the most previous impulse, from there to there, okay, so you can see that one is the 61.8. Okay, so 61.8 slash 7% is the level that would kind of fib cluster that. So this level right here is what I'm waiting for to be met. Okay, so that's for gold. Okay, so if we actually have this move happen, how much could you potentially gain? Okay, so as you know, I like to use my short and long position. So long position right from here, okay, to the top right there. Looking at nearly 2,000 pips. Okay, stop loss, that's totally up to you. Usually I always use 40 to 50 pip stop loss, but that's totally up to you. I'll just leave it like that for now. But this is where we actually wanted to sell to. So it's not going to happen exactly like this, like just bounce off it and go up. But we could expect to see some, let me use an Elliott wave kind of thing for this. Okay, so come into there, into there, into there, into there, and then 5. Okay, so we can expect to move like that. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for in regards to gold going to that level. Okay, so as you know, another pair that kind of correlates with gold, USD JPY. Okay, so let me just find that USD JPY. What have I analyzed for this on a 4-hour? Okay, so on a 4-hour, I actually analyzed this yesterday. I was supposed to, like I said, post these videos earlier on, but like I said, nothing much has happened in the market anyway. So you can see we had this level of support turn into resistance, and it's actually touched that level now, and it's kind of just consolidated. So you can see if this goes down, this validates our trade for gold going up. If this goes up, this invalidates our trade for gold going up, as it will be a sell because they do the opposite of each other. Okay, so you can see here, let me go on the daily. I believe I analyzed this on the daily. It might look clearer. Okay, so we can see we had this trend line that was respected very cleanly. Okay, that trend's coming all the way from there. Okay, so if I go to current price again, you can see why I've analyzed this just the way I have, because it could either come with this trend line, respect it, and go all the way up to this area here, or this level of support slash resistance now has been met and then go to the downside and is in a downtrend. So what do we take favor of? The down movement. Okay, so don't trade against the trend. So again, fib right from the top to the bottom. We've got this 38% level here, 50/50. But as you can see here, I drew my green line right there. Again, you go to the line chart, you can see why I drew the green line right there, because look, nice support, that area there. So yeah, that's why I've drawn that area, as you can see quite clearly. Okay, so back to the candles. So now I know my TPs would be around this area. I'm not sure exactly why they've moved slightly, but that should be there. Not that. And then TP2, which is the 61.8, will be met there. Okay, so this is what I'm now expecting. So we've got a nice, let's say 400 pip move. Okay, so yeah, 400 pip, bang on. There we go. 400 pip moves to the downside if this analysis respects. So that's USD JPY, and I want this to happen because I want gold to go up. Okay, so that's USD JPY, and what I'm looking for that. I'm not going to go exactly how I found it, but you can see that's a very nice area right there, which I've highlighted. Okay, so we'll see how this actually happens. But for me, this is going down. I'm already in because it's hit my sell limit. I'm already in. So far we're in how much pips? We're in like 70 pip profit so far, and I expect this to go down. Okay, so 400 pip move. Okay, perfect. What else we got here? So this is Chef JPY pairs. This JPY pair, should I say, not Chef JPY. So Chef JPY has been a quite tricky one, but because it's not got no trend. Okay, but if we go on a 4-hour, you can see why I marked out these two zones, and I'm just waiting for one of them to be respected, and it looks like the buy might be respected. Okay, the buy for this might be respected. So you can see I've got this area here. Again, if I go on a line chart, you can see why I've drawn it. So just in between here and there. Okay, so this is why I've drawn this area. So candles, if I just kind of go on current price action, you can see it's broke past. And just like I've drawn my purple lines, I want it to respect over here and then go up. Okay, that's what I'm looking for Chef JPY. But again, not a pair I like to trade a lot because I could see it just does a lot of consolidation. I don't like that. I like trending markets that you could literally just catch a nice buy or sell from. Okay, CAD JPY, similar to USD JPY. I expect it to go down, and already I didn't put a sell limit for this one. I didn't quite understand what might happen. I thought it might have went higher, but I just put this zone here anyway. As you can see, it's respected and it looks we're heading down. So that's a trade that I've kind of missed, but you can still get in. So currently about 60 pips in profit. Okay, so you can see broke that previous trend up here. Okay, so we know we're in a downtrend. It's literally just flowing through. I believe last week, it just literally dropped like a sack of potatoes. So you can see, again, line chart, get that area of support / resistance over there again. So that's a very clean area. So we know now that that's been broken. Okay, so if we go to current price, we know that's been broken. So now we know that's where our sell limit would have been if I put it. Okay, you can see very clean, just respected and heading down. Okay, so again, as you know, if you wanted to do this yourself, grab the trade from the top to the bottom. Okay, 38% level was met cleanly. So, yep, it's heading down now. RTPs, as you guessed it, minus 27, minus 61.8. Okay, so if I delete that, you'll see those are the TPs. That's how we found that. So, why are these so? I'm not sure exactly what's going on with my trading view. Why everything's so far away from each other? Okay, that's weird, but cool. So again, I think during the time of syncing my laptop back, I think many things were just kind of disorganized. I'm not sure exactly what's happening, but as you can see, that trade, we could have had even, yeah, literally, you could have had a 20 pip stop loss. Okay, but usually I use about 40 to 50. So you could have had a 20 pip stop loss if you wanted, but 20, 40 to 50, and you could have gained potential fringe of pips once this move is complete, if it completes. Okay, so that's CAD JPY, AED JPY. This one was more quite straightforward, but not straightforward at the same time, because we've got this big trend line, you can see, on a 4-hour chart. And then on a daily also, we've got that trend line coming right from the top over there. Okay, so you can see that. So 2 trend lines. So currently, we're kind of moving in the market with the 4-hour trend. Okay, so I expect this trend to be met. Sometimes quite some time, it's quite some distance away to be met, to be honest. So I just put a sell limit for this area. Again, is a level of support that's been broken, so we expect it to turn into newfound resistance. I wanted it to come closer to this trend line, but I'm not sure exactly how that's going to happen, because it might do a lot of consolidation and then we're going to meet this trend. But either way, I just put my sell limit for here, because at some point it's going to touch this area and then it should potentially head down. So again, as you can imagine, top, bottom, TP1, TP2 will be met. So that's what I've put a sell limit for so far. Okay, and if that doesn't happen, then it just breaks past the trend, retest, goes up. Okay, so that's for the JPY pairs that I'm looking at. For the GBP pairs that I'm looking at, so GBP, JPY, again, quite similar to the other ones I'm waiting for. And again, this one hasn't got a clean trend that I can actually see. But let me just delete this. Actually, that was the area of interest, but I'd rather it come to this area. Okay, so as you can see, this area of support has been broken. If we just look across this line, yeah, we had some movement over there. So just looking across the level, you can see we had some nice resistance, some support over here. So we can see that area is very, very nice for it to actually go back up and retest. So again, no clean trend I could find, so I just literally put a sell limit for over here. Again, if you were in the line chart, okay, if we were on the line chart, you can see this area. So I went back and I moved this green line, but usually I would probably put a green line right here, because that's the nearest area of support. But just looking back, I put it around there. Okay, so I'm expecting this level to be met for a sell. So as you could see, all JPY pairs are looking like a sell. Again, fib from there to there. Like you see, minus 27, 61.8, the TPs that I'm looking for. And I expect this 78% fib to be met for it to actually head down. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at for GBP, JPY. USD was an interesting one, which is still looking like it wants to play out. Again, we had that level of support over there that was broken. Okay, so just looking back on that, just looking across that support zone. Okay, so you can see we had a nice, where's it gone? We had a nice wick into there and went up. And last time it went up a lot. Okay, so that's what you need to know. You don't need to know how many pips, it just went up a lot. Okay, so we know that area has been broken now. And just looking across here, okay, just looking across here, you can see there's some nice support, some resistance, some support. It's a very nice area to look into, because yeah, it's now been broken. So we'd expect it to retest at some point. And as you can see, I've put arrows because this one or two things could happen. Okay, so one or two things could happen. It could literally go up, retest this zone and drop, or it could break past it, retest this zone again, and then go into this trend line. And that trend line is coming from the daily. Okay, so you can see, I'm not gonna go on the daily just show you, but that's a very nice trend line. So one or two possibilities, but either way, I just got into a buy for now because I want to get in as early as possible with minimal stop loss. So I'm currently in a buy for that. So up to that level is 200, let's say 250 pips, and then it could drop from there, or it could carry on, and you've bagged yourself 600 pips plus. Okay, so I'm currently in a buy for that, but again, is in a downtrend. So the favorable position or what you're looking for is sell. Okay, so again, fib right from the top to the bottom, it should meet that 70% level. And again, TP1, TP2 is the Fibonacci levels. As you can see, if I delete the fib now, delete the wrong one, delete the fib from here. Okay, so these are the two TPs I'm looking for. And again, my laptop hasn't synced up with what I've done previously for analysis, so I have to do this again. So short position from there. Okay, so your stop loss could be whatever you want it to be. Like I said, I always look for 40 to 50 pips. Okay, so we could do that there. And then we're looking at a potential 600 pip move. Okay, so that's not bad at all, is it? Perfect, perfect. So yeah, that's what I'm currently looking for. If not, we'd break that resistance support, go back up. Okay, so that's GBP USD, GBP NZD. Okay, so this is already at a very crucial level. I'm not sure exactly what it wants to do. And I've tried to draw trend lines in between here. I'm not sure, but this level, I set a sell limit and it got activated very cleanly, as you can see. So again, we had this one I set a 70 pip stop loss for. So my stop loss is here, where you can see we had a 38 pip drawdown and then it's literally shot down. Okay, well, it didn't shoot down because it's still consolidating, but it entered me in. And when we actually entered, so my entry was there. So I made about 100 pips from it before it started doing this craziness as it's still doing. So this level still could be met. It still could be met and then respect it and then go down. It still could happen. But right now, I'm just waiting. I'm not looking to enter at any point because anything can happen. It could literally break above, like here that I've illustrated, and then go on top. Or it could literally come back up into this trend, respect it, and then drop. And if it does drop, we're looking at a lot of pips. Yeah, we're looking at a lot of pips. But I've done, I think, did I do a T? Yeah, I've done a TP3 for this one. Okay, so if I just literally just move that out of the way. So yeah, we're looking at, well, nearly 1,200 pips if this happens. And why I've done that is because if I go on a daily chart, you can see my purple zone. So that one being one of them, that coincided with a trend line. If I just drag that across, it looks like it's kind of broken that trend. Okay, so yeah, that works perfectly. Yeah, the trend. Oh, I didn't see this earlier on. I just saw it now. But yeah, actually, yeah, this looks like it's definitely going down because this trend, you can see it broke past the trend, broke back in, and just went up from there. And this one, respected, broke, retested off there, retested off there. So yeah, yeah, this is definitely going down. It should go down anyway. Let me not say definitely. Nothing trading's 100%, but you can see we had that support level over there, had that resistance level over there, got that support over there. So you can see why I put TP1 to TP3. Okay, so this is looking like a very good trade for nearly 1,000 pips. Okay, so that's looking very juicy. GBP AED, similar thing. Again, anything could happen, and I want it to sell, but again, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure what's going to happen. So again, I had my sell limit over there when this was down here. I had my sell limit waiting for it for a long time. It activated. Again, how much pip drawdown do we have? Like 40 pip drawdown. And then it went down for about 100 pips. And then from there, it started doing all this craziness. So again, similar to GBP NZD, this could still respect this area like it looks like it wants to do and then drop. Or again, as illustrated, it could literally break above and then go to the upsides. So if we look at this on a daily, okay, if you look at this on a daily, you've got that trend that's been respected. If it doesn't, it was a break above, retest off here, and then go to that trend I found on a weekly. Okay, so you can see I draw all my zones with the purple. So this one might look messier than most, but again, you just grab your fib from that top to that bottom, okay, and then the 50% level looks like it's met perfectly, okay, and again, my TPs thing have moved for some reason. But that, wait, let me just move this TP2 first. So TP2 should be here, TP1 here. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for this trade. I'm not sure why all this stuff has moved around and been deleted. Okay, so again, this is looking like another 1,000 pip move. If that respects and actually drops, so TP1 and then TP2, that would be sweet. If not, we just break above, retest, and then into that trend, which again, that's a very, I think that looks like about 700 pips. Yeah, about 620, let's say 600. So that's the GBP pairs I'm looking for. The GBP Chef and the other ones, I'm not too sure. I'm just going to leave that for now because I don't see no clear indications. This one's flagging. It's not too sure what it's going to do, so I'm leaving that. But Euro NZD, this one is, again, similar to the GBP pairs that I was looking at. It's got this trend. It's got this trend here. It broke that trend. We see it broke that trend, came back to retest, and that's when I bought. And then we got, it was a nice trade. Yeah, I came out around here because I wanted to see if I could sell here. So I got like 300 pips from it. Okay, so here you can see it's kind of broke out the trend, broke back in. It's kind of not sure what it's going to do right now. As you can see, it's kind of consolidating around this area. But it's still below the trend line. So I'm not too sure exactly what's going to happen. But for me, what I did was simply, again, you grab the fib right from the top. This was done on a daily, by the way. So you can see it's kind of broke past that fib level, but now it's respecting it. So if we went on daily, actually, it'll look better. Okay, so it's kind of broke past that fib level as well. So fib is not even relevant in this right now. But you can see how I got my TP1 and TP2. So fib is not even relevant in that right now. But I'm just keeping a close eye on this. But I believe, because this strong candle did not reject at all. I believe it's going to break above, come down, and then go up into these levels. Okay, so that's your NZD. Your AUD, as you can see, this one's already broken past this key resistance zone. So this is why I believe your NZD is also going to go up. So as you can see, I'm just waiting for this to kind of retest this level and then bounce up. So if I go on a 4 hour, you can see how we caught this trade before. This was a very nice trade, very, very nice trade. As you can see, I've got these zones, so I kind of captured everything. Okay, so we had that trend line. This was the initial start of the move. And again, I missed this initial move because I didn't put my buy limit. I was so upset. I didn't put my buy limit and I just missed it. And I was like, oh man, I could have caught a very nice move there. As you can see, that trend line was beautiful, literally. So 1, 2, 3. I marked out that zone as well. I don't know why I didn't put my buy limit. It's so silly, but I got into it at this one. So from that zone here, we caught a nice, yeah, about 400 pips because I came out around this area here as well. So about 350 pips, as you can see, that TP1 and TP2. And how do we find that? From that bottom to that top. Okay, and then we know, so it came off the 70% level. So TP1, TP2 is the minus 27, minus 61.8. That should be respected. So a total, if I did put my buy limit, I would have been looking at a 1,000 pip move, but 300 is not bad either way. It would have been better as 1,000, but either way, it's all good. So now we've broken past this resistance zone. As you can see, again, if I go on a line chart, this area is very crucial. We had some resistance over here, some resistance over there. Okay, if we're just looking back as well, so this is how easy trading could be, guys. You just literally look at zones, look at them on a line chart, and you can see here we have some resistance. Okay, some support over here. Resistance, this area is very messy, but you can see you had some support, resistance, support very cleanly. So anyway, you get the point. If I go back to the current price now, looking at candles, you can see why I'm waiting for this area to be respected to complete into TP2. Okay, so that's a very clean trade. Very, very clean. Okay, so that's Euro AUD. Euro USD is kind of playing around right now. I'm not too sure exactly what it wants to do, but you can see I marked out this area because it had very nice support. So I thought it's going to break past, had to support over here and then go up. But I don't know. It might still respect it because look, we had this trend. We had this trend line that's been broken, so you expect this trend line to be retested. So it might still respect and then go up. Okay, so what's the time now? 13:52. So when the next 4 hour candle creates itself in the next 7 minutes, 29 seconds, we'll know what's happening with this. So it still could happen where it broke past this trend line, retested as support because you had resistance here, and then bounce up. And I've put that level over there to be our target simply because, okay, so again, on a daily, this looks cleaner. Okay, so let's just do that. Okay, so you can see here, put that. So we got a total of 300 and let's say 380 pips. Okay, and this is the area I'm looking at because we had a very nice resistance over there, resistance over here. We had support over there. Just looking across this line, I've done some back testing. Yeah, just kind of looking back for some time. We had a very nice support over there. Okay, so you get the point. So if this does respect, then that's the move we're looking for. Okay, so that's Euro USD, Euro GBP. Okay, so simply I just grabbed the fib from the bottom to the top. I expect the 61% level to be met, 61.8. So as you can see, it's kind of drawn ABC. So this is what I'm looking for. Again, this is, I'm not sure why my trainer view is doing this, but I have a lot of things I've messed up. And just move this. So TP1 should be there. And then TP2 should be there. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for in regards to that. Okay, so that's that. That's what we're looking for. Again, how do you find it? Go on the line chart. You can see very nice area, resistance over there, broke past, but now we expect it to be some support over here. Okay, so when I'm looking at these, if I just zoom in, when I'm looking at these areas, even though this one is sticking out more, I look at the ones that's touched more times. So you can see this one, if it was candles, you can see the wick there, drop. Here, touched it perfectly, dropped. And then here, touched it multiple times, 1, 2, dropped. I'm sure there'll be wick there, dropped, wick there, and then dropped. So you can see why I've put this lower than these two. Okay, and it's looking into the nearest time. So you can see the most recent resistance that's been broken was this one. Now we should have some support going into there. And again, my chart has been reset. I'm not sure what's happened, but let's go long position. If it does happen, we should have a nice 435 pip move. We're risking about 50 pips. Let's go on the candles to see what's happening around this area. So for this one, I would put 50 pips to 70 pips should be fine. Okay, so that's what I'll be looking at for this. Perfect. Okay, let's padlock that. And then NZD USD. I think this one's already played out. Oh wait, no, this is one I'm looking to play out. And it looks like it is playing out. Perfect. Okay, so you can see I've drawn, I'm going 4-hour chart. Okay, so it's broken past that trend line. We're looking at the nearest area for some resistance that it might respect and drop. As you can see, if we go on a line chart, we've got this support, which should now act as resistance, which it has by looks of it. Then it was resistance over here as well, resistance over there. We had support over here. We could do this forever, but you get the point. And then the other area I was looking at, because if it's going to retest the trend line, would be here. So I was like, okay, cool. We're looking at some support over there, which should act as new resistance. We had support over there, resistance over here to drop, and then we had resistance over here. So these are the two areas I was looking at. And I always go for the best case scenario, which would have been a sell limit right here. But as you can see, where price currently is respect to the first zone, and it looks like it's dropping already. So again, how do I find the TPs? As you guessed it, grab the fib from the top of that move to the bottom, and then 61.8 is what I always look to sell from. I don't really like the 38 over 50, but 61.8 is where I put my sell limit, which is why we had this set up right here. And as you can see, TP1, TP2 is simply just the fib extensions, okay, of the -27 and then -61.8. But as you can see, it's already kind of respected this zone and looks like it's dropping, but you never know. It might still come down and then double bottom and then go back up. But I'll just keep a close eye on that for now. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at for those pairs. So USD pairs, again, very, very interesting ones. So I put a sell limit for this one, but again, it's doing a lot of consolidation. But with the DXY looking to drop, I expect this to drop also. So just go on the daily, because I analyze most things on the daily. It looks better, very clean. Okay, so you can see we have some support over there that's been broken, acts as resistance for it to drop. Okay, so looking at that, very nice support area, very nice support area. Okay, just looking back, resistance over there, Okay, so yeah, we're not going to go further back, but you can see why I was looking at this area to sell. And again, just grab the fib from the top there to the bottom, and then TP1, TP2, minus 27, minus 61.8 as our TPs. Okay, so, and if this doesn't happen, it just breaks above, retest, and then looks for that trend line. Okay, so that trend line is coming from right there, as you can see. Okay, so 1, 2, and then that might be the third touch, and then it could head back down from there, or again, it could break above, retest, go up. Okay, so that's USD Chef, and I think I posted this already on my trading view. I will be posting most of these markups in my trading view, which I'll put in a link below. Okay, so that's USD Chef, and then USD, no, yeah, that was USD CAD, sorry. This is USD Chef. Okay, so you can see we had this nice support area over here. Okay, support, support, and then it came to this area again. So with this fit, we're gonna head up, and you can see it's a previously broken trend. Okay, previously broken trend, very clean. Okay, so you can see 1, 2, and then a third one didn't touch, and then retested it, went down, came into this level, dropped, and I actually caught this sell because I was waiting for this level to be met. I put a sell limit right here, sold that, and I believe that was about, how many pips was that again? Okay, so that was 270 pips. I think I caught about 200 of it, and then it's come down to the support again. So it could either come into this level, because again, that was previous support that's been broken. As you can see, that support that was broken. Here we have support. Okay, you get the point. So it could come into this level here and then drop, or it can head straight back up into this trend area and then drop from there. So I'm currently in a buy for it, because we don't know what's going to happen. We never know what's happened. So this looks like a strong buy. Yeah, it looks like a strong buy. So currently, I put my buy limit right there. So currently we're in about a 70 pip profit. Okay, so it could come into this area and then go down, or it could head straight back up into here. And why would that be? Because every time a trend is broken, it retests. As you can see, it done it once, and it might happen a second time if this goes all the way up. Okay, so I'm gonna buy it anyway, but I expect this trend line to be met at some point. At some point, this trend line should be met. Okay, I'm not sure when or how. I just know it should be met. Okay, so this is on a weekly. But did I find this one on a monthly? Because this seems like a very big arrow. So I think this one was found on a monthly, but you can see from there to there to there to there, and I expect it to be met again, just creating a nice flag. So that's USD Chef. And the USD ZAR, man, this trade was so beautiful. This trade was so beautiful. And it's just doing its old thing, it's still going. Like, I only wanted TP1 and TP2, but as you can see, just smashing right through it. Just smashed right through it. So you can see, I expected this move up, retest off this area, and then gone. Okay, I only wanted it. So we got 590 pips out of this. As you can see, it's just still going. Like, I'm not sure. I'm done. I'm not getting back in. I don't know what the hell it's doing. Okay, so I'm good. We ate nicely off that one. So USD ZAR, I'm not looking at that currently. USD TRY, this one is moving very slow. But nice pip count. As you can see, we caught this trade from there. Just broke, retested, simple trade. It's very simple. This one, there was no trend or nothing I could have kind of shown you, because yeah, it just doesn't work. So I got weekly TP1, weekly TP2, which say that somewhere around here. Yep. I was thinking, how the hell did I even find this trade? I'm never gonna lie, sometimes I find trades and I think, how the hell did I even find that? What was I looking at for this? Yeah, I remember. Okay, so grab the fib right from the top there. And these are the trades that you have to be kind of risky with. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to see what the fib does and try it out. So you can see right from the top to the bottom. And I said, this 50% level looks interesting. Very interesting, because we've got this resistance over here, which was gone down, and then it looked like it's coming back up. So I said, cool, let me just look at this level here and set a sell limit and see what happens. And then, as you can see, so far, it's been a very slow trade, but a very nice trade, because it's just going down. Okay, so far we've caught about 560 pips from it, and it's still a very slow trade. You can see it's still got a long way to go, a very long way to go. So we're heading down, and yeah, but looking as well, it's a very nice, just put it that way. And it's to be in the TPs, which is why I put weekly TP1, weekly TP2. Okay, so that's everything I'm looking for this week. As you see, gold, so if I go back to that again, I'm patiently waiting for this one. I'm patiently waiting for this one now. On a weekly, we're looking at it on a 4 hour. Okay, so I don't know. Gold is a funny one. I'm just gonna wait until it gets back to here to buy, or for it to break above, retest on this, and then buy. But either way, I'm not getting in here because yeah, gold is just one of those pairs you don't really mess around when you're doing your entries. Okay, so that's it, and everything I'm actually looking at this week. I'm gonna post some of these in my trading view, so look out for that. Follow me on trading view. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you need to, and then I'll keep you posted on these trades. Okay, take care.